This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield on ESPN Radio 94.1.
All right, it's been a jam-packed show here of 757 Saturday Sports Talk brought to you by Larry King Law. If you're injured in an accident, you call 757-595-8100. Matt Hatfield here with you. Dino Franza, other side of the glass. We've had on the likes of Leroy Keys along with Coach Hatcher. You heard from Trevor Dorsey of Peninsula Catholic. Tim Sullivan of HokieHaven.com talking some Virginia Tech, and you also heard some sound earlier in the show from Jeff Jones of ODU, Robert Jones of Norfolk State. If you missed any of the show, it'll be up on the podcast page later on ESPN Radio 941.com, as well as these picks, which are archived each and every week. We give you the neat little fancy intros, and you'll hear some soundbite from our next guest, who is usually my cohort sitting across from me. He is the head basketball coach of the Nansemond River Warriors, anxiously awaiting, I hope, maybe, his basketball season to start. We say hello to our pal, the coach, Ed Young. Good morning, sir. How was your Turkey Day?
Matthew, Turkey Day was good. Always good.
You going to start playing basketball out there in Suffolk anytime soon, or are you still waiting to hear any clarification or updates on that?
Nope, we're scheduled to start practice Monday. I can't wait. I'm a little excited. I wish we could start today, to be honest. And that means one step closer. Now we know under the conditions we're in, anything can happen and change drastically, change right in the middle of practice. But we're scheduled to go ahead and start on the 7th, and games scheduled to start at the end of the month. So just keep fingers crossed. And I get nervous every time I find out another district or another school has closed the doors towards winter sports. That makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, last count, we've got a full running list on VirginiaPreps.com. I think it's 20 school divisions of public schools that have already put the halt on winter sports, and 38 high schools, including several in your Class 5 that you are in, the likes of Henrico and Verina, and some pretty prominent programs there. But since we can't have fans, Ed, I've gotten Dino's giving me the go-ahead. We can mic you up this season and have a live microphone on you during the game. Is that cool with you?
I've told you all in the past, I have nothing to hide. You can mic me all you want. Problem is, with no fans, I get a little loud, and them doggone referees with the rabbit ears, they're going to think I'm talking about them.
Rabbit ears? They got rabbit ears? Yeah, okay.
Well, I remember I asked a referee one time, I said, you're not having a good game. Let me ask you a question. Can I get a technical foul for what I'm thinking? No, coach, as long as you don't say it out loud. Okay. Well, I think you're horrible. I got a team. Now you give me a technical. I said, I told you what I was thinking, but you said it out loud. Referees sometimes get a little bit, I don't know what word I want to use. Now, 99%.
Don't say it, because they'll tee you up when they see you on December 21st. So don't say it. Just think it.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
99 and 9/8 of the time, they're good. They are very good. And the problem with me is I don't want 50-50. I want it all my way. And you can't have it your own way. So that's probably the issue that they run in with me. But I've been fortunate being one of the old guards around here. I've known a lot of the referees. It's kind of cool to see some guys I had younger, like a Tony Brothers in the NBA, Nolan Font a few years ago, NBA, and then see guys like an Ernie Banks, Larry, all those guys, Roscoe, that have done my games for years. They kind of know my mentality, and not that, you have to give in to coaches, but those referees that know how to control a game, that can call the game, they know the rule book, because that's a given. You got to know the rule book, but you can't call everything by the rule book. You can't do that. And then they have an idea of how coaches do with their teams, and they can put that stuff together and do a game. Those guys are tremendous in my book. Now you get them dudes that as soon as you get on them, they want to say, hey, next word, I'm teeing you up. Of course, my comment to that is, okay, what's the next word? Because it's coming. Because you're more worried about me than the game, and that's not the way it should be. But anyways, I don't know how we going on referees, but it's a fallacy when people think I hate referees or whatever. No. The bottom line is this, if we didn't have referees, we wouldn't have a game.
Well, three quick things before we get to the picks here. Number one, Dino, that's not the Ernie Banks of your Cubs fan. That's the Ernie Banks, who's the area official. I know you heard Ernie Banks and the ears perked up.
Well, I don't think it could be Ernie Banks because he passed.
Yeah, okay. Number two, this just broke literally minutes ago. Today's number one versus number two matchup in college hoops, Gonzaga and Baylor, has been canceled because of COVID-19. So add that to the running list.
Wow, there's a shocker.
Yeah, and number three, Ed, just tell them you just got to change your name. It's not Ed Young. Change your name to Frank Sinatra, and then you can have it. You can say it's my way. You can have it your way. There you go.
I'll take that.
All right. Well, you can't
with the Golden Boy Frank.
You cannot have your picks your way because you got to wait for me to pick. But since I'm 23-11-2, 68%, 2-1 last week. I'm going to let Dino get his woof woof, his underdog pick first before you try to steal it from him. So, Dino, the floor is yours. You get to pick first. Then I'll go with a pick. Ed will have two. I'll have two, and Ed will get the last pick in our pick three picks.
I just want to say there's a line here that opened up that caught my eye. The Pittsburgh Steelers were opening up as an 11-point favorite against the Washington football team. That line has gone down to 7 now. I wish it was going the other way because I probably would take the team from Washington, but I'm going to shy away from that, and I'm going to go with this one. This is another one that's changed. It opened up at -3. It is now -5.5, the Tennessee Titans, giving the Cleveland Browns 5.5 points. I know I picked Cleveland earlier in the season, said never again because they burned me.
Uh-oh.
But, yeah, I guess I never learned from my mistakes, so I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns getting 5.5 this week. Tennessee coming off that huge win. I had them last week against Indianapolis. That was a battle for first place in the AFC South, but maybe they're down. They're in for a letdown this week, so I'm going to take Cleveland getting 5.5 at Tennessee.
Oh, well, you get them at 5.5. You know, I just want to know, not that this matters on the picks here. Do you think they can win the game outright as a 5.5 point dog?
Cleveland, if they play their A game, yes, I believe they can. They've got a really good defense. Can they control Derrick Henry? That's a big question. And the other thing is Baker Mayfield. Which Mayfield shows up? Is it the good Baker or is it the erratic Baker?
Well, there you have it. Dino's pick is with the Browns, who've got a Virginia Tech player on their offensive line, and Wyatt Teller starting at right guard for them to try to protect Baker Mayfield. His dog of the week, 5.5 for the Browns over the Tennessee Titans in that matchup, battling and jockeying for AFC playoff positioning. All right, I'm up for the first selection here, and I told you, Dino, I had 4 games that I liked. I've actually added a fifth here. However, there's only one over-under that I liked all week, and I'm going back to it. And the total in this game is 46. It was 45. It features a defensive player from the 757 who played quite well last week and burned me in the lone game I lost. We're talking about Leroy Reynolds, who's been on our airwaves, and we've interviewed before at Amory High School in Norfolk. He's a veteran linebacker, special teams guy there for the Falcons, who blew out Ed's Las Vegas Raiders. They stink. 43-6 in that game. He had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery.
Hey now.
What's that?
Hey now.
Hey now. Well, listen, they still stink. You can yell hey now all you want. Reynolds had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. I'm glad to know you're paying attention, though, Ed. And I'm not going to go with the Falcons defense or the under, but the total is 46. And I know the last time these two teams hooked up, it was a 24-9 Saints win. I'm aware that Drew Brees is out. But think about this for a second, guys. The Falcons just put up 43 points last week against the Raiders. The over-under total in this game is 46. I'm going to go with the over of 46. Saints-Falcons. I think the Falcons' defense is not that great. I know they played well last week against the Raiders. I'm not sure what the reason was. I think these two teams will score. This game has the makings to be maybe even an overtime 31-38 type of game, 35-28 type of game, 34-31 field goal at the end game. I'm going to take the over of 46 with the Saints and the Falcons. Ed, the floor is yours for 2 picks.
Well, Dino stole a little bit of my thunder, but I'm going against him.
Ooh.
Tennessee Titans will throttle the Browns.
Wow. And if you're wrong, you'll buy Dino how many donuts or chicken biscuits next week?
We're gonna get off the donuts, and I'll owe him. Well, we can't say their name because they're not sponsors, but it'll be chicken related.
Chicken related. All right. He'll get a chicken of I don't know what it's going to be, but all right.
Some chicken of the sea. So he's got Tennessee giving 5.5.
Yes. I'm going with that one. And this one Matthew will like also.
Oh, no. Don't take the
I'm
Cardinals.
going the Rams will ram the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
I got the Rams with actually, Cardinals are favored. The Rams are getting
No, they're not. No, they're not. You're wrong. Dino, correct him.
The Rams right now are a 2.5-point favorite.
Okay, what I just say, the Rams are favorite. I'm going with the Rams.
Okay.
You're going with the Rams.
Rams given 2.5 to the Cardinals.
We have not put a checker on a checker all year head-to-head, Ed, but we're about to do it just because you made me mad and last week you jinxed me. You know what? I'm going to go Arizona plus the 2.5 against the Rams here.
Going the opposite way.
I only won one game last week, though. I went back to my losing streak.
You did. You were 1-2. I was 2-1. Dino was 1-0. So you're 16-20 on the season, 44%. I'm 23-11-2, 68%. How you like them apples? And you're not going to like the result of this game. Sorry, Mark Butts. I know you're a Rams fan, but I'm telling you right now, I think the Cardinals will win this game at home. This is their season. If they lose this game, they're done. I don't think Murray's shoulder is going to be as big a deal here, and hopefully they'll be more at full strength in this game. I think the Cardinals will bounce back. It's a must-win game. Give me the 2.5 with the Cardinals here. Now for my last pick. I'm literally looking at 3 teams, all in the AFC, and all of which are favored. The one that is the smallest favorite on the board, the one that's not in the AFC East, North, or South, so it tells you they're in the AFC West. And, Dino, I'm going to regret this, I'm sure. The Los Angeles Chargers. They have been snake bit all season long. And last week they lose to the Bills by 10. They're at home against the Patriots, who kind of think had their last stand, beating my Cardinals. Chargers are a 1.5-point favorite. East Coast to West Coast. You hear all the time about West Coast to East Coast. I like Herbert to do a number on this Patriots defense. Give me the Chargers. I'm showing -1.5. Is that what you have as well?
That's what I have according to Scores and Odds.
Last pick for me. Give me the Chargers -1.5 against the Pats. So, Ed, your final selection.
Oh, you know what? That game I was going to go with the Pats.
Well, go ahead and do it.
But
put a checker on a checker.
I don't know if we can. That's what I'm saying. You check me, I check you.
Go ahead. Blow you out of the water.
You know what?
Put it into you.
Let's do that. I think New England's going to go cross country, and they're going to knock the Chargers off.
There you go. So Ed's going Patriots +1.5, Rams -2.5. I'm going Cardinals +2.5, Chargers -1.5. Ed has Tennessee -5.5. I have over 46 of Saints Falcons, the only game we don't go head to head. And Dino +5.5 with his dog of the Browns. So we'll see if he makes up ground or I put him out of his misery. That is the coach, Ed Young. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you soon, my friend.
All right. Hopefully I'll be in there next week.
There you go. That's the coach. For Dino Franza, all our guests, I'm Matt Hatfield. ESPN Radio 941.com is the site. Coming up next, we've got Big 12 college football. The Pokes, the Cowboys of Oklahoma State, and the Horned Frogs of TCU right here on your home for sports. ESPN Radio 94.1.